ultimately whatever you wish to do in your life. If you want to do anything successfully, you must have clarity, isn't it? How much clarity do you have is all there is, isn't it?
Reflection is about yourself. Therefore, this channel is about helping you see clearly on everything and anything related to you. This channel is about gaining clarity and providing action plan. The way to gain clarity is by going through mindfulness and logical thinking to produce action plan. This is why it takes longer time, because I need to explain to you, I need to tell you why I choose this topic and what are the obscurities. After going through the logical thinking and the action plan, I need to wrap up, reiterate the point and make conclusion. Making you understand takes time. Therefore, bear with me and watch to the end. Watch this video to the end to find out. Dear audience, how do you see the world today? Do you see that we are in the era of virus now? Do you see that we are in virus war? Do you see the advent of viruses one after another? The fact is, when we talk about virus, we will talk about vaccine at the same time. Why? Here are the logical questions. What is virus? What is vaccine? How viruses function in your bodies? How vaccine works in your bodies? How do you avoid viruses getting into your bodies? Do you think you know? Do you think you are very clear? Do you have the facts? Do you have the correct information? Most people think they understand. In fact, they kind of understand. They don't have the facts right. They don't have the entire facts and information. I will walk through these questions with logical thinking to seek clarity. Watch this video to the end to seek clarity. Let's move on to stage 1, mindfulness. Stage 1, mindfulness. This is about the facts and information. Let's get the facts right. The source of information will be coded. Let's run through the information. What is virus? In medicine, it is a simple microorganism that infects cells and will cause disease. Viruses can multiply only inside the infected cells. They cannot consider to be alive, because on their own, they can do nothing until they enter a living cell. Without living cells, viruses would not be able to multiply. Therefore, viruses are not living things. What is vaccine? Vaccine is a substance that used to stimulate the production of antibodies and provide immunities against one or several diseases. Prepare from the causative agent of diseases or its products, or a synthetic substitute treated as an antigen without inducing the disease. Now we have the facts and information. Let's move on to stage 2 and stage 3. Logical thinking and action plan. Stage 2 and stage 3, logical thinking and action plan. What is virus? In medicine, it is a simple microorganism that infects cells and will cause disease. Viruses can multiply only inside the infected cells. They cannot consider to be alive, because on their own, they can do nothing until they enter a living cell. Without living cells, viruses would not be able to multiply. Therefore, viruses are not living things. What do you see? I see 2 points. Number 1, virus will first infect the cell, then multiply inside the infected cells to cause disease. Number 2, unlike the bacteria, virus is not a living thing. Therefore, on its own, they cannot do anything, but it will become harmful and active after it has entered a living cell. The next question is how viruses transmit. Virus can be transmitted in a variety of ways. Some viruses can be spread through touching, saliva, or even the air. Other viruses could be transmitted through sexual contact or by sharing contaminated needles. Insects such as ticks and mosquitoes can be acted as a vector too, transmitting the virus from one host to another. Now we are clear about what virus is and how it transmits. That means we need to prevent viruses get into our bodies, get into the living cells in our bodies. Remember, viruses cannot do anything without getting into a living cell. Therefore, here are the action plans to prevent viruses getting into our bodies. Number one, we need to prevent viruses getting into our body through the touch. This is why we need to have social distancing. Remember, don't simply touch. Be mindful. Number two, we need to prevent viruses getting into our bodies through saliva. This is why we need to wear a mask. Cover saliva spitting out and getting into our bodies. Don't talk without a mask. Watch out for the saliva. Avoid it. Number three, we need to prevent viruses getting into our bodies through the air. This is why we need to wear masks covering our nose. Prevent breathing in. This is the most challenging part. It is quite impossible to completely avoid getting it from the air, but we try the best we could. Number four, we need to watch out for the insects. Avoid going to the dirty places. Keep your dwelling place clean and mosquito-free. The next question is, what is vaccine? Vaccine is a substance that used to stimulate the production of antibodies and provide immunities against one or several diseases. Prepared from the causative agent of diseases or its products, or a synthetic substitute treated as an antigen without inducing the disease. What does it mean? What do you see? And how do you interpret? Let's take a look at this diagram. A picture speaks 1,000 words. In this diagram, it says that vaccine is a small amount of a harmless form of disease. The vaccine causes the body to make antibodies and to fight the disease off. Then, when the real virus comes in, the real disease comes in, the antibodies you already have can fight the real disease. So you won't get sick. And this is what you call immune. What do you see here? What do you see from this diagram? I see two key points. Number one, the vaccine is a syntactic substitute of virus that stimulates the production of antibodies. The key point here is vaccine is harmless. Vaccine is a form of harmless disease. Point number two, then when the real virus comes in, the harmful disease comes in, the antibodies that have been produced as a result of the vaccine will fight the virus and don't get sick. On this basis, what do you see further? What is the logic here? I see that logically, when things goes wrong, it does not work. The root causes are, number one, something is wrong with the synthetic substitute of virus. This synthetic substitute might not be exactly the same as the real virus or not close enough. That's why when the real virus comes in, the antibodies are not strong enough to fight it through. Number two, I see that the outcome of the stimulation by vaccine lies on the strength of the immune system. Otherwise, logically, if it works in one body, it should work in all bodies. The difference is the strength of the immune system. Because antibody is produced by the immune system. When your immune system is weak, the antibody you produce could be weak. That is why the outcome is different. Does it make sense to you? The suggestion for an action plan is, since the vaccine is a form of harmless disease, it is harmless, then just take it. Why hesitate? It is harmless anyway. You don't need to worry. We may not have the choice, or we may not know which one is the best, or which one is the closest to the real virus. But we can do more than one stimulation. We can take more than one shot prescribed by the doctors. When we take one additional shot, it enhances the strength of the antibodies. It is like training the armies. The more you train them, the stronger they are. Does it make sense to you? In conclusion, do you see that we are in the era of virus war? To fight the virus war, we need to focus on preventing viruses get into our bodies. In addition, we need to take the vaccine because now we understand that, number one, virus is not a living cell. On its own, it cannot do anything, but it will become harmful and active after the viruses have entered the living cells in our bodies. Therefore, we must prevent viruses getting into our bodies. In addition, we must take vaccine. Point number two, vaccine is harmless anyway. Vaccine stimulate the production of antibodies before the real viruses get into our bodies. And we should take more than one shot of vaccine prescribed by the doctors because the strength of our immune systems vary the outcomes. The additional shot of vaccine will enhance the strength of our antibodies. This is the way we fight virus war. Prevent viruses getting into us and take vaccines. Take more than one shot of vaccines prescribed by the doctors. We have gone through mindfulness and logical thinking to produce action plans. This is the way I show you how to gain clarity via reflection process mechanism. I am Alicia Tay, the certified professional coach and HRDF certified trainer. If you need extra help, either one-to-one or in a group, please visit my website, jjecorporatepro.com. I will continuously going through some topics to help you gain clarity via reflection process mechanism. I invite you to think about this. Is it more important for you to get motivated and know what to do but don't know how to do it? Or is it more important for you to truly understand how to do it? Certainly when you know how to do it, you know what to do it, right? Remember this. When you understand, you will be clear. When you are clear, you will believe firmly. When you believe firmly, you will be committed. And when you are committed, you will be passionate. Commitment and passions are the two key drivers for persistency, perseverance, determination, etc. Watch out for my next video, Reflection Time with Alicia Tay. If you find this video is helpful to you, please subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell because you will be notified when I upload a new video. Thanks for watching and see you in my next video.